All right, so look, they out there hating. This is my new tweet. I love this. I love talking like I'm 19 years old. They out there hating while we over here making $210,000 in 2 weeks by being solicitous. What does solicitous mean? Solicitous means listening to the concerns of, okay, and kind to the fan base. So in other words, how do you make money in comics right now? How do you make money in anything? How would you fix Star Wars? How would you fix Star Wars right now? It might help if you actually listen to what the fans were saying, and et cetera, et cetera. Uh, Everyone's getting mad at these tweets. They're very funny. Cuck Wendig here. I mean, my God, Cuck Wendig is still trying to cope with the reality that he was on Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Let me fix this here. It was hard. I think it was hard on him. I didn't mean to be hard on him at all. I mean, wait a second. Yeah, I didn't mean to cause him trouble, but he's been talking about it ever since, and he's very, very angry. These guys all hate Donald Trump, and here's what he says. He says it all comes from a poisoned, septic. These are all good words. These are better words than toxic. I would like to see this more, but he will get to toxic. It's just that he pulled out his thesaurus. Thesaurus. Damn it! When you talk so much, sometimes you trip over words. It all comes from a poisoned, septic thesaurus for toxic wellspring, and of course we know what the wellspring is. What is it, Chuck? Chuck, what is it with the soil and grin? What is it? Sing it with me. I can't believe men talk like this. I can't believe men talk like this. This isn't how men are supposed to behave. Men are not supposed to behave like this. And there's so many people in this hobby, so many people in comics that do behave like this. And men didn't used to behave like this. Go watch Mad Men. Go watch Mad Men and see if men spoke like this in the 1960s. You don't have to watch Mad Men. You can watch anything. Just see the way men behaved before this generation, this cucked out generation. Sing it with me. Toxic masculinity. How can a man say toxic masculinity? How you cucked out? You fucking soy boy. How can you talk about toxic masculinity as a man? How can you do now? If feminists want to say that nonsense, at least it makes sense. I mean, they're trying to get ahead in the world. Feminists, third wave feminists, have every reason. Their agenda relies on a concept like toxic masculinity. This is toxic phone stand today. Let me get this a little closer. Let's see if I can get this just the way I want it to be. I mean, that is like craziness. All right. Yeah, a man just admitting that there's something called toxic masculinity is pretty. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty cucked out. It is the definition. It is the definition of cuckery. If you want to know what cuckery is, being a man and speaking words of a feminist, nonsense words like patriarchy, unless it is to salute the patriarchy, which is what I do. I do tend to salute the patriarchy. It's funny. Okay, so it's toxic masculinity, and what else? It is abusive white privilege. Toxic masculinity and abusive white privilege in parentheses. And I don't know how we heal those waters. But I know we don't do it by staying quiet and polite. So again, fuck Trump. Uh, uh, I can't. Fuck Trump. Yeah, Trump is the cause of all of this. Trump is the cause of all of the problems that exist in your head. If it weren't for Trump, everything would be fine. If it weren't for President Donald Trump, you guys would be healthy, adequate men. You would be productive. You'd probably be kind to your fan base. You'd be smart. And you'd probably be writing good, successful Star Wars novels. But we don't do any of that by staying quiet and polite. So fuck Trump. We don't write good Star Wars novels by staying quiet and polite. How do we heal those waters? How do we heal the septic wellspring? Uh, How do we heal a septic wellspring? I don't know. All I know is that it's turning the frogs gay, and I'm sick of it. It's turning the friggin' frogs gay. Except for one of them. One frog who is a hero. And that frog is Trick Ron, also known as CyberFrog. CyberFrog is not affected by the septic, poisoned wellspring of waters. CyberFrog is a man's frog. A man's frog. Rager Tarragon says, "Congrats on $210,000. Thank you so much." Yeah. Well, at least these guys. Chuck, I'm really glad to know that you agree with Alex Jones. I think that's pretty good. That is progress. That is progress. Dick's out for the gay frogs. Dick's out for gay frogs. Hashtag Dick's out for gay frogs. No, friggin' gay frogs. Hashtag. So let's get a little of that going on while I drink some water. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, you didn't hear it that time. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So Dick's out for gay frogs. Cuck Wendig is concerned about it. He blames Trump. He is so wrong. Cuck Wendig says, "The end." Oh, I wish it was. I wish it was the end, Chuck. And he says, "I regret nothing." The end. Now, I'm doing an interview right now. And in the interview, there people are saying, "Hey, not every comic book artist talks about politics." Well, here's one. This is the guy who writes Wonder Woman. He has 45. Oh, it's so funny. It looks kind of like a swastika, and he's got a Ghostbusters symbol through it. He's got a Ghostbusters symbol through the, so it looks like ha ha ha, like I'm against Trump. Thank you, man. That was great. This guy's a writer. This guy's a writer. Let me read this again, and we'll see if this is great. "It all comes from a poisoned septic wellspring. And of course we know what the wellspring is. Sing it with me. Toxic masculinity and abuse of white privilege and the patriarchy. I don't know how we heal those waters. But I know we don't do it by staying quiet and polite. So again, fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Big letters. Big letters. Thank you, man. That was great. Now listen, I come here all the time. I come here daily, twice daily, and I give you improvised, off the cuff sermons. Essentially, I tell you what's going on in Star Wars. I tell you what's going on in comics. I tell you what's going on in the world, and it is off the cuff. It's impassioned. I don't believe in writing things down. People say, "Couldn't you just practice? Couldn't you write things down?" No, I won't do that. That's not what I do. This stuff comes straight out of my heart, straight to you, straight to you guys, and that's just the way I prefer to communicate. Uh, if this ever came out of my mouth, okay, I want you guys to call an ambulance. I want all of you. I'll have Andrea dox us so you know where my address is and everything. You'll send an ambulance to my house. It means that I've received a head wound, a vicious head wound, and I am no longer able to make any sense. And I'm screaming belligerently. Yeah, a wambulance, a wambulance. Teleprompter free, Billy. You're right. I don't have the teleprompters. I don't need them. So we get a little politics. Thank you, man. That was great. I don't even know what to say to that. I just go, it was, and then we get a fist bump down here. Hashtag fist bump. These two gentlemen, a limp wristed fist bump. Very good.